Business, labour and the public sector are going over details on how best to save the economy. It comes amid speculation that the country will move to lockdown level 2. President Cyril Ramaphosa hosted a virtual meeting on Thursday morning to hear more on the concerns regarding the reopening of the country. The liquor industry also made representations. Lucky Ntimane is an alcohol industry representative who joins us live now from Port Elizabeth. Lucky, thank you so much for your time tonight. Will we see the unbanning of the sale of alcohol products?
Good evening, Bongiwe, and good evening to your viewers as well. We remain hopeful that we indeed are going to see the opening of liquor as a matter of agency, guided by the fruitful conversations that we've had in our processes with senior government leadership and also the NEDLAC process that you alluded to.
Tell us about the representation that you then had to make to the president, especially I also understand that you also met with the health minister. What assurances had you have to give them, and also some of the concerns raised by yourselves?
Ours was to recommit ourselves towards the 4 key pillars that we believe are suitable conditions that will allow for the reopening of liquor, as it were. So issues around underage drinking, drink and driving, responsible consumption of alcohol, and also gender-based violence as a plus to addressing issues around femicide and gender-based violence in the country. So those 4 key pillars we believe that essential to be in this for us to be able to open as a matter of agency. And government is in agreement with our approach, and we are hopeful that these will be taken into consideration and will be applied, when the decision is made to really open. But we are hopeful that the process that we've engaged in with government will yield positive results and will allow our traders and also us as manufacturers to go back and be able to operate as a matter of agency. We remain hopeful that this will be...
Pardon me, you can continue.
So we remain hopeful that, government is going to take our representations to heart and allow us to open as a matter of agency, as we have said, the right conditions that will allow that we are able to operate in liquor in a possible manner.
And let's talk about, that position. And as you say, that government really gave you a listening ear here. What, concessions and even promises did you have to make to government, especially when it comes to the issues of the strain that hospitals themselves have really been, taking, particularly when we saw the lifting of the alcohol ban there. And of course, the minister has been talking about this to say that it does look like the hospital staff is now able to focus on what they should be focusing on some of the emergencies and not on anything relating to, the trauma and that would be caused by the abuse of alcohol, as it were. So what did you have to make as concessions and also as promises to ensure that we are not going to be seeing a strain on some of the, the healthcare systems?
I think the concessions were in a form of us recommitting ourselves to partnering with government on the 4 social pillars that I highlighted, the underage drinking issue, the responsible consumption of alcohol issue, and also the gender-based violence and drink and drive. So we feel that, if we dial up on those 4 pillars, we should be able to set the stage for a responsible trading of alcohol, and government agrees with us on that one. And also committing to working with government in finding smart interventions that will allow that we continue to preserve lives, but not only that, but also the livelihoods. I mean, as we know that there's over 1 million jobs that are linked to the alcohol industry value chain, and those need to be protected as well, but not compromising the health sector, as it were, as we continue to fight against COVID-19.
Underage drinking is not a new phenomenon in South Africa. We have been seeing it in recent years. There has been concerns around establishments that are right in front of schools, and this, of course, exposing learners to such. What were the practical solutions and practical representations that you were making to the government here? What are you going to do practically to bring the numbers down when it comes to underage drinking, and also some of, the disturbing incidents when it comes to, murder? Because when we looked at the stats that we saw in the previous quarter as presented by the police minister, he then said that there was a concerning number of murders that had also taken place under the influence of alcohol. So let's take it to a practical level. What did you promise here?
So I will say that it's a promise. I think it's a commitment, because Aware.org, which is the industry initiative to dealing with the issues of alcohol addiction, which includes underage drinking, has really been at the forefront of ensuring that this is prevented from happening in our areas of trade. And just maybe to touch on the issue of the Minister of Police, I had a good conversation with the Minister of Police today where we recommitted ourselves as liquor traders to say we're going to work with the Minister on the ground to ensure that we use our liquor outlets as vehicles to champion the fight against crime. Hence, you see the tavern dialogue that we launched on Sunday with Distel that is going to really tackle at the heart of the femicides and the gender-based violence pandemic, as it were, the pandemic we're facing as a country. So we really have partnered, as it were, with the Minister of Police to say we're going to work together in addressing some of these issues. I think the issue of underage drinking, like you rightfully said, it's an age-old problem that I think we've been sketching around. But with the interventions that our org has now launched on the ground, we feel that all we need is just to dial it up and make sure that you get liquor traders to be involved in ensuring that theirs is to trade responsibly and make sure that we protect the citizens of the country in how we deal with liquor.
And as a final question from me tonight, there are reports suggesting that the Cooperative Governance Minister is heading back to court to argue against the unbanning of the sale of alcohol. What do you make of this?
We haven't heard those reports, but we will not want to be drawn into something that we're not aware of. But we believe that the negotiations that we've been having with government have been held in good spirits and respecting each other's positions. So we like to believe that even the Minister of Copter on our side, we don't really believe that the stories that are emanating from the faceless people is really true. We would like to believe the government is on our side, as evidenced by the process of NEDLAC, which the President is part of as well, and also the high-level delegation of the different ministries. So we like to believe that government is on our side, and we should be able to open up as a matter of agency.